Now when it comes to buying a camera, there are lots of options: compact cameras, bridge cameras, mirrorless cameras. You can even take great photos with your smartphone, but there's one camera that has stood the test of time. Hi, I'm Paul from Photogenius, and in this video I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you might want to consider buying a digital SLR camera. Now when it comes to cameras, the SLR format camera has been around for a long time. The first SLR cameras came out in 1884. This Pentax film camera came out in 1979, and it still works today. Now of course this is a film SLR camera, and now you're more likely to buy a digital camera. So these are DSLR cameras. The design has changed a bit over the years, but the whole concept is pretty much the same, apart from the obvious one. You don't need to buy film now because we have a digital sensor inside the camera doing the work. But here's the thing, the SLR format camera has been around for a long time because it just works. Now one of the reasons the professionals use DSLR cameras is because of the image quality. Compared to say a smartphone or a mirrorless camera like this Fujifilm here, the sensor inside a DSLR camera is much bigger, and this is going to mean better overall image quality and much better performance when it comes to shooting in low light. Now if you're thinking of buying a DSLR camera, you might want to check out my list of the 5 best DSLR cameras around at the moment. I'll put a link below the video. Now one of the reasons why I love my DSLR cameras is because of the flexibility and the options that are available to me. Lenses, for example, if you like taking photos of things that are further away, wildlife, sports, then you can buy a telephoto lens. If you like your landscapes, check out the wide angle lenses that are available. Prime lenses for blurring backgrounds or shooting in low light. And I'm not just talking about lens options. You can buy a flash to pop on your camera. You can buy remote control devices. There are a ton of options out there, and that's one of the appealing factors of a DSLR camera. Now when you're taking a picture, you want your subject to be sharp and in focus. Now the focusing system on the DSLR cameras is often much quicker than the other cameras. If you're taking photos of things like sports events, maybe wildlife, or just your kids playing in the park, then this is going to be of particular importance. With the digital SLR cameras, the focusing system is extremely quick. Next time you watch a sporting event, look at what the professional photographers are using at that event. They will be DSLR cameras. Now another reason why DSLR cameras get my vote is the speed and the responsiveness of the camera. Turn it on, it's on instantaneously, there's no waiting around, there's no lag. And if I'm taking pictures of things that are moving, I might want to take a continuous burst of photos. And even with this entry-level Nikon camera, the burst rate is pretty impressive. My next reason for consider buying a DSLR camera is this: when I take a picture, I've got two options. I can use the LCD screen, this is generally called live view, and I can hold the camera out at arm's length and compose my image. But I can also look through the viewfinder, and with a DSLR camera you are actually looking through the lens itself, and this is particularly useful when you're shooting in low light, because compared to say a mirrorless or bridge camera, you will find that the viewfinder is much brighter, so it's much easier to see your subject and compose your image. Now if you want to take photos in low light, then a DSLR camera does have some benefits that are worth mentioning. The larger sensor, as well as giving you better image quality, is going to give you better performance in lower light. The sensor inside the DSLR cameras is constantly improving, and again it's all geared towards giving you better image quality. Larger ISO range in the DSLR cameras will help you out when the light is low. And finally, with DSLR cameras, unlike say compact cameras, you have options. You can buy different lenses, and this lens, which is very popular, the 50mm Nifty 50, has a very wide aperture. So buy one of these, pop it on your DSLR camera, and you're going to be able to take great photos in low light. Now remember, don't forget to check my list of the 5 best DSLR cameras available at the moment. There's a link below the video. Now of course, a great reason to buy a camera is to take photographs, still images. But we can't underestimate the video capabilities of these cameras as well. Even the entry-level DSLR cameras will offer high definition recording. Spend a bit more money on your camera and you can even get 4K. For these videos, I use a Canon 80D. Now when you buy a DSLR camera, you'll see that alongside some of the auto modes, you get manual modes as well. And these are great because they offer you more control over the camera functions. Controlling things like aperture, shutter speed and ISO will give you better results. They will allow you to be more creative with your photography. You can even take amazing photos, for example, at night time of the stars in the night sky, because DSLR cameras offer a function called bulb mode. And if you want to know more on the bulb mode, watch my video on it. I'll put a link somewhere up here. And finally, let's talk about battery life. Now, mainly because the battery inside a DSLR camera is larger, you'll get a lot more pictures before the battery goes flat. And flat batteries are really, of course, annoying. Now, even this Nikon entry-level D3400, according to Nikon, can take 1,200 images before the battery goes flat. And that is pretty impressive. So although it's not a deal breaker when it comes to choosing a camera, battery life is another reason why I like DSLR cameras. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions about DSLR cameras or photography in general, you can post them below the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. More videos coming soon. I'll see you next time. See ya.